Thank you all for joining on time. Yoga practice is also a discipline. Any comfortable seated posture. Shoulders relaxed, upper arms by the sides, elbows by the sides, palms facing up, fingers relaxed. Allow the back of the hands on your thighs to rest comfortably. Eyes softly closed. Three deep breaths. After taking 3 deep breaths, allow normal breathing. You can observe your breath in your abdomen. Your abdomen expanding and relaxing with each breath. As you breathe in, the abdomen expands. And as you breathe out, abdomen relaxes. And simply watch this. And this is the easiest way to come home to here and now. It's not about the last breath. It's not about the next breath. It's this breath. Life is all right with this breath. Nothing to cling to. You cannot hold on to a breath. Nothing to push away. You cannot say no to a breath. It comes, it goes. Life is like that. Bring your palms to the heart center. Namaskara Mudra. May this practice be for the benefit of all around us. Chin to the chest. Opening your eyes. Inhaling, taking the arms by the side, palms going up, press the palms, looking up. Exhaling, palms coming down to the chest, looking down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, looking up, stretching your throat just a bit more. Exhaling down, stretching the back of your neck just a bit more. One last round. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Release. Come up to standing. Broad stance. Separate your feet 3 feet or more. Outside, if you are straddling your mat, definitely outside the mat, perhaps even further out if you can. Hands on the waist. Take a deep breath, exhale. Arms out to the sides, palms facing to the front. Raise your arms just a bit up, V shape. Inhaling, move your hips forward, take your arms back, look up. Inhaling. Exhaling, bending forward from the hips, hug yourself tightly, chin to the chest. You can bend your knees to allow the head to go down toward the mat as much as you can. You can bend your knees as much as you need to allow your head to go down. 4 more rounds. Inhaling, back bend, arms out and back and looking up, moving your hips forward, shoulder blades on your back going toward each other. Exhaling, forward bend, shoulder blades going toward each other. Sorry, as you bend forward, shoulder blades go away from each other, chin to the chest, knees bent. Total 5 rounds. Move your hips forward as you go for a back bend. And hugging yourself tightly, chin to the chest as you bend forward. After completing 5 rounds, hands on the waist. Take a deep breath, exhale. Arms up to the sides, parallel to the ground, palms facing the front. Inhale, center, exhaling, bending toward the right leg. Allow the right arm to hang behind the right leg. Left arm up toward the ceiling, stretch up, and then take your left fingers toward your right wall. Right ear falling down to the right shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck. Inhaling, come to center. Exhaling, bending toward the left leg. Stretch up first, right fingers reaching for the ceiling first as you allow the left ear to fall down to the left shoulder, and then right fingertips pointing toward the left wall. Inhaling, center. 4 more rounds. You should feel the stretch on the entire sides of your body. As you bend right, you can gently move your left hip toward the left wall, and as you bend left, move your right hip gently toward the right wall. After completing 5 rounds, hands on the waist. When you're bending, a thing to note, when you're bending on the same plane. Your upper shoulder does not fall forward. Your shoulders and the spine are all on the same plane as you bend sideways. Take a deep breath. Arms up, parallel to the ground, palms facing down. Bending at the wrists, make the fingers point up. Now you'll feel tingling sensations around your palms. Relax the shoulders. Shoulders relaxed. Inhaling center. Exhaling, twisting your upper body toward the right as much as you can. Turn your head and look past your right shoulder through the corner of your eyes. Inhaling center. Exhaling, twisting to the left as much as you can. Turn your head to the left and past the left shoulder through the corner of your eyes. Inhaling center. 4 more rounds. Keep the fingers pointing up if you can, just as you started. Not allowing the arms to go down. You're always keeping the arms parallel to the ground. This itself might feel unnatural. Our lifestyle does not allow us to attend to muscle groups. We overuse some, we underuse some. After completing 5 rounds, hands on the waist. Take a deep breath, exhale. Bring your feet hip width apart. Release your arms. Your toes are directly pointing forward. Your feet are hip width apart. Arms up, interlacing fingers. Bring the palms to face up the ceiling. Now, bend your knees as deeply as you can, sitting back in an imaginary chair behind you. Chair posture. You're sitting in an imaginary chair behind you. Now, it might be that the weight is more on the toes. If that is the case, take your seat bones further back. If you're more on your heels, you might have to lean forward a bit more. Bring your arms and spine in alignment. Your posture, you should feel more on your thighs. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling up. Exhaling, release arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Now let us practice a few rounds of Surya Namaskara, but we are going to spend little more time in each of the postures. And if you have any questions, please unmute and ask the questions. If you're not asking questions, we will pause between the rounds, but we will keep going. But do not assume. If it doesn't feel right, don't assume that it is okay. Ask the question. Front of the mat, Tadasana, feet close together. Spending time in Tadasana. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Namaskara Mudra, Samastiti. Inhaling, take your arms straight up, move your hips forward, and then take your arms back, bend and hold the posture. Remember to move your hips forward. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhalation, bending fully forward from the hips. You can bend the knees, shoulders completely relaxed, head completely relaxed. You can bend the knees enough to bring your fingertips by the sides of your feet on the mat. You're completely relaxed. No tension with the knees bent. You should be able to relax more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation, right foot back, long step back. Make sure that your left knee is right on top of the left ankle. Right foot is on the toes, right knee off the mat. Much of the weight is on your left foot and the right foot in the back. Much of the weight. Your fingertips are by the sides, just as a guideline. Very nice. 3, 2, 1. Left foot back, plank. Adjust the hip posture, engage your abdomen. Bring the shoulders to be right over the wrists. Soft gaze between the fingertips, abdomen engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring the knees down. Bend your elbows, keep the elbows close to the body, and lower your chest and chin down on the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation. Allow your hips to drop to the mat, toes back, the palms by the sides of your chest, chin up, head up, chest up. Not much weight on your palms. You're using your back muscle strength to come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhalation, chin to the chest, tuck your toes in, take your seat bones all the way up toward the ceiling. You can be on the toes. Feet can be on the toes. If you're not able to land the heels, that's okay. Knees comfortably bent. Your chest as close to the knees and head as close down to the mat as you can. No forcing anything. You're just getting the alignment right, and whatever the alignment allows you, you're doing the best that you can. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation, take as many steps as you need to get your right foot closer to your right palm and make sure that your right knee is on top of the right ankle. Looking up. 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhalation, left foot forward. Uttanasana, full forward bend. Bend the knees, shoulders relaxed, head relaxed. Full forward bend with an attitude of surrender. 3, 2, 1. Take your arms to the front. Come up halfway, your upper body and arms parallel to the ground. Press the palms. Inhaling, come up all the way up. Stretch up toward the ceiling. Move your hips to the front and then take your arms back. Gently look forward and up. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhalation, Namaskara Mudra. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation, take your arms directly up. Move your hips forward. Take your arms back. Gently look forward and up. 5 deep breaths. Hasta Uttanasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhalation, bending forward. Taking your fingertips by the sides of your feet. You can bend the knees. Shoulders completely relaxed. Head completely relaxed. Abdomen placed on the thighs. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation, left foot back, long step back. Your right knee is on top of the right ankle. Your right knee is also pressing against the outside of your right chest, perhaps even on your shoulders. By the way, each of these have a different meaning. This also changes your balances, your breathing. When the knee is pressing against the chest, it balances the breathing. Chin up. 3, 2, 1. Right foot back, plank. Get the alignment right, shoulders right over the wrists. Shoulder blades away from each other. If you have the shoulder blades closer to each other, you're bearing down on your wrists. Use your abdomen to contract, engage, and get the shoulder blades away from each other. 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Don't move the palms. Gently bend your knees and take the chest all the way down to the mat. Chin down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation. Hips down, front of the hips down, toes back, chin up, head up, chest up, using the muscle strength on your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin down, tuck your toes in, press the palms, straighten your elbows, and take your seat bones all the way up toward the ceiling. It's okay if you're not able to land the heels down, but focus on getting your chest closer to the knees and head closer down to the mat. 5 deep breaths. 5. Now shoulder blades on your back are closer to each other. 3, 2, 1. Next inhalation, left foot forward. Take 2-3 steps to get your left foot closer to your left palm and left knee on top of the left ankle. 5. Look up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next exhalation, right foot forward, Uttanasana, full forward bend, an attitude of surrender. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, come up and back bend, Hasta Uttanasana. Move your hips forward, stretch up first and then take your arms back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, Namaskara Mudra. Release your arms, separate your feet comfortably, stand relaxed. You completed one round of Surya Namaskara. Paying attention to each of the postures, so we're familiarizing our mind and of course body to postures that might not feel natural. But once the mind is comfortable, the body also will feel comfortable. In fact, what comes in the way of body feeling comfortable is the mind resisting. Oh, this is not good, not pleasant, uncomfortable. And when the mind thinks that those feelings are there is a contraction, not just in the mind, there's a contraction in the body. We tense up. We tense up all over the body. And that comes in the way of the spirit of the posture. In every posture, there are some parts that are active, and the rest of the parts need be relaxed. That's the first point. Second point, there are parts of the body that are giving you the foundation that has to be solid. You should not feel like you're going to fall. So your foundation should be very strong without slipping, should be balanced. Having a strong foundation allows you to express the rest of the posture. With some posture or some parts of the body being active meaning taking a load, stretching, or otherwise, the rest of the body relaxes to allow the body parts that are active. Any questions before we proceed to the next round? 3 deep breaths.
Jay, sorry, I had one question.
Yes.
Jay, I just realized that when I'm doing the Hasta Uttanasana, I'm tending to bend my knees a bit. I just realized today when we were
That's
doing
okay.
it with the pause.
That's okay.
Thank you.
That's okay. As long as you're having your hips forward, Aruna, you're okay. Knees can be bent, not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Mostly people do a mistake of not moving the hips forward, and knees can be bent, not a problem. Now let us proceed. Come to the front of the mat. Feet close together, Tadasana. Now this round, I'm going to focus more on breathing. Now, I would give you time to take few breaths in between, quick breaths. But when we are transitioning from one posture to the next, you have to breathe the way you are instructed, inhaling or exhaling. This is important. Samastiti, Namaskara Mudra. Inhaling, back bend. Move your hips forward, take your arms back. Here you can take a few breaths, that's okay. Next, exhaling, forward bend. You go for forward bend as you exhale. Now here you can take a few breaths. Next, inhalation, right foot back. Left foot back. Next, exhalation, knees down, chest down, chin down. Very good, Navneeta. Next, inhalation, Bhujangasana. Next, exhalation, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Next, inhalation, right foot forward. Next, exhalation, left foot forward. Next, inhalation, back bend. Next, exhalation, Samastiti, Namaskara Mudra. Next, inhalation, back bend. Next, exhalation, forward bend. Next, inhalation, left foot back. Right foot back. Next, exhalation, knees down, chest down, chin down. Next, inhalation, Bhujangasana, Cobra posture. Next, exhalation, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Chest moving toward the knees, head moving down toward the mat, shoulder blades going toward each other, palms and fingers pressing. The toes and the palms and fingers being the foundation in this posture. Now you might feel different parts of the body being active. Whichever parts that are active, could you relax the rest of the body to allow room for the parts that are active? Relax the rest of the body. Like for example, your head is completely loose. It's not taking any, it has to be relaxed, is an example. Next, inhalation, left foot forward, Ashvasanchalana. Next, exhalation, Uttanasana, right foot forward. Completely surrender. Next, inhalation, Hasta Uttanasana. Back bend. Next, exhalation, Namaskara Mudra. Release the arms, stand relaxed. Any questions? It's better, I keep repeating and I will keep repeating. It's better to ask a question.
Jay, just one question.
Yes.
So when you're bending the knees, right? You're bending the knees. It also goes sideways a little bit.
Ah, good observation, Srini. So you're discovering more about your body. Um, don't force it. Let it go like that. But these are what you would be able to address as you practice. You will get a better sense of balance. There are two aspects. One is a structural problem. The other is a functional problem. Structural problem is how we are born with, meaning, let us say my right arm is a little shorter than the left arm, or right leg is a little shorter than left leg, I cannot do much. My height, I cannot do much. The length of my spine, I cannot do much, right? So that is a structural, I wouldn't say problem, structural aspect. Let's put it that way. And there is a functional aspect, as in our lifestyle. We abuse our body to a point where some muscles are overworked and some not at all worked, and some locked long, some locked short. For example, we tend to kind of bend forward. So this front of the muscles are all locked short, usually, and they even come in the way of our breathing. The whole life changes. Our outlook changes with our front of the body being locked short and back of the body here locked long. And so you might find, like how you observed, you would discover more and more about yourself, not just in the physical sense, your energetic sense and psychological sense. And this is a journey of discovery. So welcome, welcome, Srini. Don't force anything. See how it is, however it is. Allow the knees to go to the sides for now. As you work on it, maybe if it's just a functional problem, it will balance out. Good question, Srini. Thank you so much. You gave me a chance to address other aspects. Any other questions or observations like that? That's a good, very good observation.
Yeah, I similarly when I bend,
Yes.
again the leg goes to this hitting the arms. You said
Yeah.
it should touch the chest, but it's
Yes.
actually hitting my
Hitting your
arm.
elbows. Hitting your elbows.
This side.
Sorry,
Yeah,
your
side.
arm, side of your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because your knee, see, if there is a muscle connecting the back of your hip to the right or side of your knee, there is a muscle. If that is short, it doesn't like for you to take the knee directly forward. It wants to keep that length short. And so it pulls the knee to the side so it can stay short. It's a technical explanation, but I understand what you're saying. Just watch it. Don't force anything. Get the alignment right. For example, it's more important to get the knee on top of the ankle. Then the rest of the muscles will come to play along. Is that okay, Srini?
Yep. Thanks.
Any other questions?
So Jay,
Yes, Pallavi.
yeah, when I'm doing this downward dog, right?
Yes.
I am feeling more pressure in my knees compared to my shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you go sideways and demonstrate, please?
Okay.
Could you? Yes. Okay. Yes. You're feeling more on your knees, is it?
Yeah.
By the way, your palms and feet are
Yeah.
closer than. Okay, could you go back to plank first? Yeah, shoulders right over the wrists. This is a very good plank, right? Now, without moving your palms or toes, Go to
Okay.
Adho Mukha. From there, yes. Now you can slightly bend the knees and allow the chest. Yes, perfect. Now, do you feel the weight on your knees
No.
much? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you were doing is somehow you thought you could walk forward.
Yeah.
So from yeah, you walked forward and you
Yeah.
got closer.
Okay.
And imagine you're trying to do a forward bend
Okay.
with your palms and feet on the ground. That's a different posture. That's a different posture. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a good observation. Thank you, Pallavi. From, let us say, Bhujangasana, right? The palms and the toes don't have to move from Bhujangasana. You tuck your toes in, palms are by the sides of the chest. You just simply tuck your toes in and then press the palms, take your seat bones up. There is, you might want, if you really feel like walking, do not walk too much forward. Maybe
Okay.
half an inch, 1 inch, that's okay. But if you get this right, you don't have to move your palms at all. See, from forward bend, when I say fingertips by the sides of your feet, that is the position for your palms throughout the practice, right? And similarly, when you go back Ashwa, your toes land and plank, when you do plank, where the toes land, and that is where they are. They're not moving around.
Oh.
And once you get, it might feel unnatural,
Yeah.
but once you get used to it, then it will feel more natural. Good question, Pallavi. Thank you so much. So this is a good example of not taking it. It's not okay for my knee to be bearing a load. It's a good question. Any other question? The other thing to note is if you don't have a non-slippery mat, you might be doing all kinds of postural changes to feel more stable. The mat is supposed to help you. If the mat is changing your posture, for example, you're walking forward so you won't feel like you're slipping in Adho Mukha. That's not the right thing to do. Get rid of the mat or get a better mat. It's a good investment for life. So please get a good mat and a good place where it doesn't slip.
Okay.
And you should have a good grip. The foundation should be strong, remember. In Adho Mukha, your palms and fingers are rooting to the mat and your toes are on the mat. There should not be any slipping. And with that, let's go to the third round, final round for today. Onto the mat, Tadasana. Namaskar Mudra. Inhaling, back bend. You can take 2-3 quick breaths, but next exhalation only you bend forward. Next inhalation, take your right foot back. Left foot back. Next exhalation, Ashtanga Namaskara. Next inhalation, Bhujangasana. Next exhalation, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Next inhalation, right foot forward, right foot closer to your right palm. Next exhalation, left foot forward. Next inhalation, back bend. Hasta Uttana. Next exhalation, Samastiti, Namaskara Mudra. Take few breaths. Next inhalation, back bend. Next exhalation, forward bend. Next inhalation, left foot back. Ashvasanchalana. Very good, Navneeta. Now you got your front knee and ankle right. Right foot back. Exhaling, Ashtanga Namaskara. Next inhalation, Bhujangasana. Remember, big toes are touching each other. Toes are pointing to the back. Tail of the cobra formed by the two big toes touching each other. Next exhalation, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Next inhalation, left foot forward. Next exhalation, right foot forward. Next inhalation, back bend. Next exhalation, Namaskara Mudra. Release your arms, stand relaxed. 3 deep breaths. Release your arms and deep breaths. We have some more time, so let us practice Veerabhadrasana, first variation. Take another deep breath, exhale. Front of the mat, Tadasana. Namaskara Mudra. In fact, separate your feet hip width apart. Inhaling, back bend. Exhaling, forward bend. Inhaling, right foot back, long step back. Now place your back foot flat on the mat, hands on the waist. Inhaling, come up, face front, as in where your left toes are pointing to. Directly face. You can straighten up the left knee for now. Straighten up the left knee for now. Stand straight, yes. Now your weight is distributed between the left foot front and back foot evenly. Now your right hip is also facing the front. Now this might feel a bit unnatural. You would have to consciously open your right thigh muscles to allow your right hip also to face front. Your left hip and right hip are facing where the left toes are pointing to. If there is any doubt, you can see Manjit on the screen, or Priya. Actually, Priya is a better. How should we say? She has. You can look at her and see how her both the hips, left and right hip, are facing front. Very good. Now start bending the left knee and bring the left knee on top of the left ankle. Keep the spine straight. Keep the spine. Your spine tends to lean forward. Bring the spine straight. Srini, you're leaning forward from the spine, from the hips. Keep the spines. Yes, that's better. Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Now, those who can, Keep the left knee on top of the left ankle and bring the left thigh parallel to the ground. Now the back foot is entirely on the mat. It's not that your inner feet is on the mat. The outside of your right foot is also on the mat. Now this would feel a little bit unnatural, but see if you can plant the back foot flat and open your right thigh as much as you can. Arms up, press the palms together. If you can, press the palms together and then look up. If you don't have any neck problem, looking up. Now bend the left knee just a bit more, keeping the spine straight. Now your fingers are directly pointing up toward the ceiling. You're looking up at your thumbs. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the waist. Ashwasanchalana, horse posture. Left foot back plank. Next exhalation, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Next inhalation, right foot forward, right foot closer to the right palm. Ashwasanchalana. Place the left foot flat on the mat, hands on the waist. Inhaling, come up, face front, with both your hips are facing front. You can straighten up the right knee for now. Get your hips aligned right. Now start bending your right knee. Bring the right knee on top of the right ankle. Back foot is still flat on the mat, including the outer edges of your left foot is also flat on the mat. Arms up, keep the spine straight, arms up. Press the palms. Your fingers are directly pointing toward the ceiling. Look up at your thumbs. Veerabhadrasana, first variation, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the waist. Ashwasanchalana. Right foot back plank. Exhaling, Ashtanga Namaskara. And simply lie down on your stomach and roll on your back. Roll onto your back. Hug your knees, rock back and forth. Side to side. Settle back down. Release the legs and surrender in Shavasana. Let go of your body. Eyes softly closed. Welcoming each breath with a smile. Each breath a miracle, a gift. we receive each gift. The smile. And when it goes, we relax. You cannot get a gift until you let the previous gift go. So allow the gift to go, and when it comes back, receive it with a smile. Life is good with this breath. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently come out of Shavasana and come to any favorite meditative posture. Eyes closed. Taking your hands back, catch your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, growing taller. Exhaling, bending forward, thanking Mother Earth. Inhaling, come up. Rubbing your palms vigorously, generating heat. Massaging your closed eyes and gently blinking your eyes open.